Breaking news. Because WikiLeaks' Julian Assange is afraid, he's releasing password of a huge cache of Hillary Clinton's files. You can bet after the news of the Russian Clinton-Obama collusion broke on Tuesday about all the extortion, bribery, and money laundering that WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is feeling a little bit edgy. After all, Assange has been telling Americans for years Hillary Clinton was corrupt and evil and colluded with the Russians. Too bad not many Americans listened. Now more truth is coming out, and WikiLeaks' Assange was right all along. It's suspected that Hillary Clinton could be on the verge of being totally exposed by the release of more compromising and revealing files held by WikiLeaks, based upon the recent posting of a rather cryptic set of letters and numbers on Twitter by founder Julian Assange. Wouldn't that be awesome? Clinton was recently in Australia to promote her book, What Happened?, about the 2016 election, and reiterated her belief that WikiLeaks and Assange, who she termed a nihilistic opportunist who does the bidding of a dictator, according to the International Business Times, were in league with Russia and partially to blame for her election loss. Assange replied via Twitter, quote, WikiLeaks has a pristine record for accuracy. HRC is not a credible person. The primary cause of her downfall was her own Machiavellian scheme to elevate Mr. Trump Pied Piper. The tweet contained a link to Clinton's interview, as well as a link to latest WikiLeaks dump exposing Russian interests. Less than 20 minutes later, Assange then tweeted what many believe is an encryption code or a dead man switch that would ensure the release of certain files by third parties, or even automatically by a computer program, in the event of his being detained or done away with prior to his own determination of when to release such files. This is the encryption code, as you can see. About an hour and a half later, Assange posted one more tweet regarding Clinton that some suspect hinted at what the prior encryption code could be the key to unlock. Quote, there's something wrong with Hillary Clinton. It is not just her constant lying, that she throws off menacing glares and seethes thwarted entitlement. Watch closely. Something much darker rides along with it. A cold creepiness rarely seen, Assange tweeted. Of course, the posting of an encryption code that could possibly unlock secret files revealed damning information about Hillary Clinton has fueled conspiracies, but the IB Times noted that Assange has posted such encryption codes several times in the past as a sort of insurance safeguard prior to a massive document dump. Interestingly, a site known as the Duran documented a series of tweets from Fox News host Sean Hannity in reference to Assange, most notably one a week prior to Assange's cryptic tweet that read, T-7 and counting, tick-tock. Quite possibly a knowing reference to an upcoming document dump. Of course, we all know who Hillary Clinton hates the most next to Donald Trump, and that's WikiLeaks. After all, it was WikiLeaks that exposed most of her corruption to the public, even though if you asked Hillary Clinton, she would insist that WikiLeaks has nothing more than propaganda backed by the Russians to make her look bad. Hillary Clinton is such a pathetic liar. Hillary and the Democrats used this whole Russian propaganda and all the fake news of the Russian-Trump collusion to deflect away from the real truth about the real Russia, Obama, Clinton, Mueller, and several others' collusion. Pretty sad that all of these Democrats would put their money over America's own national interest. That's the real and sick truth. There's also so much disgusting swamp to drain in Washington, D.C. President Trump cannot do it alone. The sad part is this swamp is just filled with Democrats. Republicans are just as guilty. It is not just filled with Democrats. Speaking of guilty, when are the real criminals going to pay the price? From Hillary Clinton and her pay-to-play scandals to the Uranium One deal, someone needs to pay the price other than the American taxpayers. How does Hillary Clinton continue to be involved in these enormous crimes and nothing happens? It's one filthy deal after another. My gut tells me that until Trump can clean out the Obama leftovers, they'll continue to be members of the swamp in his own administration. The drain is backed up and clogged with Democrats, and it's time to drain the swamp. In the meantime, I'd look for another WikiLeaks dump by Julian Assange to come very soon with more revealing Clinton documents. There are still thousands of deleted emails from Hillary's private server that she refused to turn over to investigators that Assange could choose from. Let's hope that he'll let it all out. You can bet that Hillary Clinton is not going to like this at all. Knowing her, she's thinking of ways to stop more of the truth coming out from WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. Let's hope Assange can stay safe. Lord knows Hillary Clinton has a long enough trail of bodies just in the past year, from Sean Lucas to Seth Rich, Bernie Weisnat, Molly McCauley, and others. And we also know she already threatened to take Julian Assange out with a drone. So it's time to put a stop to the Clinton corruption. This is on Conservative Post. Details revealed. Senator John McCain tried to sabotage Trump with fake dossier. It's no secret that Senator John McCain is not a fan of President Trump. McCain has frequently been opposed to the Trump's agenda, voting against most of the legislation backed or proposed by the White House. It would appear that the animus McCain holds against President Trump is deeper than anyone realized. On Monday, Sir Andrew Wood, who claims to have been the go-between last year, informed Senator McCain of the controversial Trump dossier, described the circumstances that helped coordinate its release to the FBI, the media, and Capitol Hill. The information provided by Sir Andrew Wood sheds light on the role McCain and his aide played with regard to the Trump dossier. Sir Andrew Wood is reportedly good friends with former British spy Christopher Steele, the author of the fake Trump dossier. Wood claimed that Steele approached him in August of 2016 and informed him about the dossier. Steele says, "Came to me to tell me what was in it and why it was important. He made it very clear. Yes, it was raw intelligence, but it needed putting into proper context before you could judge it fully." Just after the 2016 presidential election, Wood and McCain spoke at the same security conference in Canada. It was there that Wood was approached once again by Steele and asked if he would approach the senior Republican McCain. Wood agreed and elaborated on his assistance to Steele. Quote, "My mission was essentially to be a go-between and a messenger to tell the senator and the assistants that such a dossier existed." End quote. Wood insisted that he never read the unverified dossier that was composed by his good friend and colleague Christopher Steele. According to Wood, Steele informed him that in August of 2016 he had already been in contact with the FBI. Wood continued, "He, Steele, that is, said there was a corroborating evidence in the United States from which I assumed he was working with an American company." End quote. It was at the security conference at McCain Institute for International Leadership staffer David J. Kramer was told by the senator directly to get a personal briefing from Steele in Surrey, in an English town near London, regarding the dossier, and then return to Washington, D.C. At that time, Fusion GPS would then provide Senator McCain with hard copies of the dossier against the president. In January, Senator McCain handed over the dossier composed by Christopher Steele to the FBI. Unbeknownst to McCain, the FBI had already obtained a hard copy from Steele. Senator McCain has commented on his involvement regarding the dossier. He said, "Late last year, I received sensitive information that has since been made public. Upon examination of the contents, and unable to make a judgment about their accuracy, I delivered the information to the director of the FBI. That has been the extent of my contact with the FBI or any other government agency regarding this issue." Government corruption? The month of August 2016 is a critical period in the dossier timeline. To recap, during that month, the FBI ramped up the Russian probe, and former FBI Director James Comey had made the recommendation against prosecuting Hillary Clinton. And according to the New York Times, before the election, the FBI had reached an agreement to pay Steele to continue his research, though the plan was scrapped once the dossier became public. Fusion GPS was hired by the Clinton campaign and the DNC through their law firm Perkins Coie to compile opposition research on Trump. This is on U.S. Politics Today.